The following video is one in a series on spiritual resilience training, a non-religious view of personal values and their dynamics with others. The contents reflect a variety of principles and practices of systems theory in relational counseling for team building and family resilience. Although the series is intended to support Army Corps values, each video also encourages the viewer to reflect on their current prominent values in specific situations and to consider what values may be more appropriate to means and results that are honorable and helpful with others. Chaplain Dillard initiates creating and posting these videos. Their contents and YouTube's linked videos do not necessarily reflect specific beliefs, practices, requirements, or endorsements of the Department of Defense, its subordinate organizations, or other groups with which Chaplain Dillard is affiliated. Welcome back. This is a series for individual spiritual resilience, and it is a worksheet. It's somewhat detailed, so I'm breaking it into 3 sessions. But I think as you watch the videos, you'll see that even though there's a lot of detail in the instruction, it's fairly simple. And you can use this by yourself. You can share it with somebody else to help them understand you. You can run it by a trusted friend to see if it's fairly accurate. And again, the intent is to build a greater self-awareness in us for more intentional relationships with others. In fact, that's a good segue into the goals. The 3 goals are to create a safe and creative discussion of dynamics in personal values. Spiritual resilience is all about what we love, and the things that we love generate our beliefs, our emotions, our actions. So if we want to understand the current state of our spiritual resilience and to better it for the future, we have to get down to the heart level, and that is what we value. The second goal is to have a greater personal awareness for informed future choices. Those are choices in our behaviors, our beliefs, our relationships. I'm not sure we can necessarily choose our emotions. Our emotions come so quickly based on relational context and other values and many other complex things that are happening in the moment. But we can certainly lessen or intensify emotions based on what we value and how that impacts the rest of our being. Thirdly, that the individual would be more intentional for helpful and honorable relationships. No one is an island unto themselves, and so what we value, even though that impacts our beliefs and our actions, it overflows into our relationships. So let's get started in the instructions, and I hope this will be helpful to you. First, on 2 separate worksheets, use heart shapes to depict 3 to 6 of your most prominent values in 2 different pictures. First, as you see yourself now, and second, as you believe you should be in most relational situations. In the first picture, identify 2 values that you need to reach your goals. Place those by the figure as they relate to one of 3 basic functions: knowing by the head of the figure, being or feeling by the core, or doing by the legs. Place the most helpful value on the figure's left, which is typically our strong side, the figure's left, our right, and the complementary or conflicting value on the other side. Those who know you best should see these and say, yes, that is definitely you. For example, I value logic and understanding, which are thinking values. The heart-shaped images represent dynamics of personal values in your life. Their placement indicates its function, positive or negative, in your life. And the solid border shows positive values, strong and helpful to you and others. Broken border shows lesser values, in other words, not well developed but still helpful. Jagged borders show conflicting values, which are counterproductive to our relationships. And the size indicates the prominent of the value, positive or negative. So you see there that I have a medium-shaped heart of logic, meaning that I love logic, I value logic, and a larger heart with perforated lines of understanding, meaning I want to understand, but I don't feel that I always do. Those are values that are attributed more to the intellect, and so I have them around the head. Second, identify 2 values that you desire, not necessarily need, but desire to reach your goals. Place these near their function, knowing, being, feeling, or doing, in the same way. I have a medium-shaped heart of perseverance because I want to have stamina in whatever I do, in my job, with my family and my leisure time. I don't want to quit. I want to continue. And the other is a value of caution. I want to not make mistakes. I want to do things well, but it's jagged because it's really counterproductive to my work. If I'm too cautious, I don't make progress. I hesitate in decision making and planning. And third and lastly, identify and place 2 values that you're willing to accept to reach your goals. For me, that is integrity and perfection. I have those near the heart for feeling or issues of being, and you can see that I have it perforated on integrity because I don't feel that I'm as much of a person of integrity as I should be, who is. And perfection is really counterproductive because if you're striving perfection, you will necessarily fail every day. So those are examples of values that I currently have, and whether those values are strong within me, if they are weak, if they're counterproductive, how prominent they are by the size of the heart. And that is a look at the way that I think about values, what I want in my head, what I value in my intellect, values about feeling or being, and on the legs, values of doing. Hope that makes sense. Tune in next time and we'll take a look at the next step, which is picturing ourselves as we want to be as opposed to how we currently are. At the release date of this video, I am stationed with Research, Development, and Engineering Command, RDECOM, at Aberdeen Proving Ground, Maryland. Because the majority of our personnel are in this area, I spend most of my time here. I do, however, travel to our distant units based on command priorities and budget. I place these videos on YouTube for broad visibility to Army personnel and their families, but I hope the videos will be helpful to others too. If you are assigned to RDECOM and want to request specific topics by video, training on site or by VTC, or confidential counseling on site or by secure webcam, you can contact me at jeffrey.d.dillard.mil@mail.mil.